everyone. Sorry we're a bit late.
Hello. Good
Sorry.
Well, it's evening for us.
It is. Welcome back to our live, my second live of the day. Welcome back. I think we're going to be discussing a donkey tonight, according to Gary. Gary's going to go and find it for us. So we're going to be looking at a donkey tonight. A lady has agreed for us to talk about it. So while Gary's having a search, I'm going to say hello. Dawn's here. Hello, Phoenix friends and family. There's Gail. Gail. Gary, this was Gail. Gail was the one that we were meant to be seeing, aren't we?
Sorry, Gail.
Yeah. No, definitely no. we mucked up. We did muck up. You're not still waiting, are you? Because I said in the other live that maybe you put this in after the. Oh, I don't know. Good morning. You're a bit early, Dawn. I hope still wake up. Oh gosh, this is ages ago they left this. This is 8:30. Camilla's here. Hi again, Dawn, says Jeanette. Vivian says hello, everyone. Didn't the tango no. Spent all the time in the waiting room and Zoom meeting, and it said waiting for the host to start the meeting. We didn't even know you. I didn't even know you were on that. No, that was a bit of a screw up between Gary and I. We didn't know. So something went wrong. So Gail's going to have to rebook, and Vivian, you speak to Gary about that. Hi Gail, I don't know, but we'll contact you. Hi Stella. Stella, I said that to Gail in the last one. I'm not ignoring Gail, it's just I mentioned it to her in the last one. Yes, there was a glitch. Love double live days. Tracy's here. Sandra's here. Marianne's here. Hello, Hoofy peeps. Angie's here. Hi, everyone. Can you please tell us the proper way for measuring heel heights? We could talk about that. Yes. Becky Bragg is here. Evening all. Happy Easter. Pia says, hi all. Red goes in hand walks with me and Mama Red and has some impressive moves when I go to add hair extra. It's all good here. I will keep sending photos, Gary. Well done. I'll find out from Gary how it's going. Ulrika, hi from sunny Morbihan in France. Oh, I love it there. Uta, good evening from Germany. Caroline says, hi, everyone, from Portugal. Becky says hello. Sarah says hello. Cindy's here. Hello, my darling. Melanie says, hello, everyone. Finally got the notification so I can listen live. Judy's here. Anne's here. Undercover says, still in the bath. Jenny's here. Karen's here. Michelle says howdy all, and Leah's here. Good. Okay. Brilliant. Did you see my habit then? I looked to the right. After 94 days of looking to the right to see if anybody's on Instagram, I did it again. Right. So, haven't we been having fun on the Facebook page, Gary?
Yes. People have been getting their knickers in a right old twist, haven't they? Oh, my goodness.
A right old twist.
They are so hung up on they're so hung up.
It's currently at 319 likes or whatever, 266 comments and 143 shares. And then from those 143 shares, God knows what else has been going on out there. But that's where we're at with that post. And isn't it interesting? Isn't it? I find it really interesting. I'm not going to talk a lot about this post, but I find it really interesting that barely anyone has talked about the actual hooves in the post.
No, it's apart from the lovely people that have been following us for sometimes many years, sometimes just a few months, are so keen to get on there and say, do you know what? This works.
Thank you to all of you who
so thank you for that.
Because it is needed that you guys go in and support us, and so we thank you very much for that.
Many years ago, well, in actual fact, not many years ago, it was just Lindsay and I putting it out there, and there was nobody sort of to back us up.
We had our clients.
We had our clients, but it was nowhere near the support that we're getting right now. And it's the support that actually gets those people that are in a dire situation with their horse to think.
Yes, I just want to tell you that on the back end of these posts that you don't see, I'm telling our lovely viewers that people contact us because they see it. These are people who don't comment. These are people who read down. These are people who read your responses, and they come and reach out and they show us x-rays and they ask for advice. So that's why we put these posts out, because we always know there are lots and lots, hundreds upon hundreds of people out there suffering with their horses, with their horses suffering. And many of them see those posts and have not been getting anywhere with their farrier and their vet, and they reach out. And that's in part due to you guys, because you get on there and you support and you help.
Microphone, darling.
Oh, sorry. Is that better?
Yeah, I thought something was a bit different, but it was Caroline that I just seen it in a post.
You're a bit echoey. Sorry, you're not used to not having me there without this.
I got different earphones in, and I thought it might have been that.
Oh, I didn't have my microphone.
Did you not have your microphone?
Undercover says, you've got a fabulous army behind you now. Charge! It is. Sometimes we just hover about, and other times we go, charge! Full bore. Right, let's see if this one gets them. But like I said, barely anybody mentions the poorly feet in the post and the suffering that those horses went through. It's just
everything is on the defensive, isn't it? Everything is on the defensive. Read the post. Look at the picture. Look at the X-rays.
And tell us that diet did that.
And tell us diet did that. It's...
What was the post, says Dawn? I'll quickly share it with you, and then you can go and have a look. It's on the Phoenix main page. I think it's also gone in the Phoenix
yes, it has.
Group.
Yeah,
but of course, you don't get
a link to it.
You don't get you don't get to see the nonsense when you just look at it on the actual Phoenix group. It's this one. This one. 300. This one. Enough is enough. Here's the abuse you're ignoring. I put that up at 1640 yesterday. This is where we are with it. 200. Oh, just gone up to 267, 143. If you fancy a bun fight tonight and you're a bit bored, there you go. Fill your boots. It'll make you curl your toes, is what it'll make you do. Honestly, when you start reading that, it'll make you curl your toes. But if you fancy a bit of fun,
I think that's probably wrong wording there, really.
Oh, no, yes, it probably is.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. It won't make you curl your toes. It'll make you go... with frustration.
It's so frustrating. But it's good to have that kind of debate, because it actually gets it out there to get people talking and hopefully looking.
Right, and it gets people coming
on these, people get so hung up on these books and science papers, and it beggars belief, because when you actually just scratch the surface on those science papers and those books, and you see those diagrams that are drawn of the foot, they don't relate to anything in reality. They don't. So go and have a look. Before you defend yourself, go and have a critical look.
I was saying in the live, that these people are all in surface defense mode, right on the surface. They're just knee-jerk reacting, going, you're dangerous, it's misinformation, you should be shut down. That's what they're trying to do, of course, is cancel us. You should be shut down, it's really bad, don't say that, it's diet, that's what caused it. And then in the next breath go, well, yeah, we had to lower the heels. And you go... Anyway, so they go at you like this, and you go, okay, no, fine. If that's what you believe that, I understand. I believe that one day too, once upon a time too. Right. So if you believe that, just come to us with evidence. Come to us with your undeniable evidence and prove it. And of course they can't. So those are the surface people. So when you scratch the surface, they just get angrier. and shout louder and put big capital letters everywhere and then call, and then they resort to just calling you names. And that's it then. They just resort to calling you names.
I think it's a human nature thing, isn't it? That you want to defend your decisions. For sure. That's very much in human nature. But you've got to know that and recognize that and look past that to progress. Don't you think?
And I
Because
said
we've all been there. We've all been there.
Yeah.
We've all had these times in life when you think, okay, this is resolute and this is my mind on this, and then something happens and you think, in actual fact, I'm actually seeing things slightly differently now. And it's that realization, isn't it? But people don't necessarily want to see that just yet. But all it takes is one horse, your heart horse, that you'll end up doing anything for. That one will change your mind. And it happens every day.
Every day.
Every single day.
Every day. And people, and it's the pros that get in there and defend the most and go, no. There was one lady, sadly, got on there and she said, no, this isn't true. It was diet. My horse had P3 rotation, had laminitis. That word that everybody bands around as being everything. It had laminitis, and we lost him. But my lovely vet and Farrier, the lovely people, they did everything they could. There was nothing that could save him. He had that disease kind of thing. And you read that and they're going, no, this isn't true. Because what's the alternative with them accepting that it's true? I mean, these are people who, of course, don't know an eighth about hoof care as you guys do already, but also people who need to believe that, because if they didn't, they would then go, hang on a minute, you mean my horse was put to sleep because somebody damaged him?
That's a hard thing to comprehend, isn't it?
You mean I lost him because somebody screwed up?
Yeah.
And that person who screwed up wasn't me? Yeah, that's what we're saying. It's horrible. I know it is. But if we don't come out and say it, then it'll never change. And horses will just keep on suffering and keep on dying. It isn't pleasant. I get it. I know it isn't.
And we're not saying it to be nasty. We're saying it because if we don't, nothing's going to change.
No, and I think
that's the difference. We're not here, and we haven't got. We're not
that's what they think we are.
Sat on our thrones,
evil people going, no,
calling out these people, and it's not. It's actually just highlighting the truth. That's all it is. It is highlighting the truth. And should we just sit back and be quiet and just sit in our little offices
want us to do.
and just do our own little thing and just only help our clients that we can cope with on a day-to-day basis, instead of helping horse kind and their owners? It's been going on for too long. It's been going on for too long. And now with technology, technology is a biggie, and everybody having access to this information is what is projecting it forward. And it's not going to lose momentum now. No matter how much you fight it, it's not going to lose momentum now. Because whether Lindsay and I are here or not, the people will not allow it.
It's a numbers game.
The people will not allow it. So whether you believe it or not, I think it would be wise to have a little bit of an open mind and look at the evidence and then reflect on that and be sure of what you're saying. Because we are.
We are very, very sure.
We're very sure. Now, for the people that have lost horses, do you know what? That is so sad. And
God.
it's happened to us too. We know.
And partly you want to run away from that. You don't want to hear that. You don't want anybody to say that out loud on the internet. It's like, you said that out loud, right? Yeah, we know we said that out loud. And you don't want anybody to say it out loud because it's a painful thing you don't want to go back and revisit. And the thought of revisiting it, finding out that it was something that had been caused and you could have stopped it. The pain, that's a horrible pain you don't want to face.
No.
So people will do anything, but you can't, unfortunately, as awful as that is, you can't stop the facts. And if we just continued to cover it up, then I'm afraid we're not going to help all the other owners out there that are going through that right now with their horses, and all the other ones where they're being put to sleep.
I think it's not just us, it's all our pros, all the people in the Phoenix group that are there for the right reason.
We're just the voices.
I've lost my train of thought.
It's not just us. You were saying it's not just us that are out there doing it. It's all our pros. It's all the Phoenix members. It's everybody that's doing everything they can. It's not just us telling this truth, is it now?
No. And it's an army now. And that army's growing.
You noticed it popped up to 11.5K? That just popped up and up. We've got so many people coming in the group right now.
Oh, have we got a bit of an announcement to make about Sunday? Are we still doing that?
No, we're going to... It's too late. We're going to... Because I forgot to put it up. I think that we should do it next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Because I've told a few people, but that doesn't matter. I can change it.
Yes, next Wednesday, because we didn't put it's not enough time for people to register and
that's what I thought.
So I will put the post up. So what Gary's talking, he's disappeared. I think he's just got rid of himself. He'll come back. What Gary's talking about is that we're going to do the webinar that comes along every quarter. I'm just telling you, disappeared. I don't know what you just did then.
Wrong button.
We're going to do the webinar to talk about our new intake for budding upcoming HMB pros. Our next intake is in July, and we're gathering people for that intake as we speak. And so if you are interested in doing this amazing job as a career, then come along to that webinar and then talk to us further, and we'll see what we can do. So the webinar is going to be next Wednesday, and it will be at 8 p.m. UK time. So there won't be a live that night. Oh no, there won't be a live anyway. What am I talking about? That's not on a Wednesday anyway. So it'll be 8 p.m. UK time, on all the different times that it is across the world, and we're going to be talking about what does it take to become a professional HM barefoot specialist. What does it take? And do you think this is the career change or career for you? That's what it's about, because we now have 70 plus. I say 70 plus because it's over 70, but I can't remember how many. 70 plus students and pros now from 15 countries across the world. We are now doing our international training camps. We're doing our first North America training camp. We went down, he's done it again. We went down to, I don't know how he's doing that. We went down to Down Under, of course, and hopefully next year we'll have more than just Leah in New Zealand. We'll have more people in Down Under. You did it again. What are you doing?
I don't know what I did.
And they've started. So our plans are to do 3 camps a year, one in the UK, one in North America, and one in Down Under, for all our students. So wherever you are, you have to travel to those areas. So for one of those training camps closest to you. So that's what's happening on Wednesday, and I will put that post up. I will remember to do that, and I will get that up before I go to Paris at the weekend. So there you go. Tara says, The HMB Pro course is so intensive and incredibly informative. Do it. Well, that's from somebody who's one of our students.
Thanks,
La, la,
Tara.
la.
See you in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. See you in a couple. We've got our training camp coming up in, well, 10 days or so.
Yeah,
Not
we
long
leave
at
week
all.
Friday, don't we?
Absolutely. And we've got a lot to do. We've got how many legs are we taking with us on this training camp, Gary?
I have to recalculate students because things have changed slightly, up, down, and up and down. And it will be it'll be around about 300.
300 cadaver legs.
300 cadaver legs in 1 week.
We will go through over 1,000 legs this year, folks.
Yeah.
That's why we know what we're saying is true. Jenny says, I just have to say I'm so impressed by you all. The great post and by all warriors supporting. I'm also getting there. Building confidence and made my first support comment today. Thank you.
Thank you.
You don't have to. You don't have to, but it's great when you do. We see you. We go down and we see you. Undercover Cardinals, yes, when people are proven wrong, it can feel like a direct attack to their identity. Literally, you are wrong. And that's what we've spoken about before on the lives, isn't it? It's their identity that they feel attacked. Not they can't see wider than that and go, hang on a minute, if you're right, logically, if you're right, crikey, just imagine how many horses could be saved. They don't see that part of it. It's about them. It's a personal attack. And that's why they then get personal on us. Call us dumb and various other names. And that's what happens. Jeanette says, just looked at the comments on the post. Can't believe what these people are saying. I was told by a friend that a certain track livery kicked their horse. I did my research to discover that it was not true. My search led me here. My research led me. Always question, always be open-minded. Always. And the interesting thing is that we have got here way beyond the fringe, if you like. That reminds me of a book. Way beyond the fringe is where we are. And all those people that are saying that we should be open-minded are actually don't realize how stuck they are in their Groundhog Day.
I think as well, being open-minded, do you not think that's where it's got us where we are now?
Yeah.
Think about that. Is that not where it's got us where we are now? With Lindsay and I, our pros, our students, our Phoenix Warriors, all of those people have their story about where it all started.
Absolutely.
Do you think that they don't have that story? Not all of those people, not all of those 11,000 blah, 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 blah people and more. How can they all be wrong? How can they all be wrong? How can they all be brainwashed?
And don't forget absolutely. No, of course. And all the people that comment, many of the pros that comment, the majority of the pros that comment, they're only one-man bands or in a very tiny little team of 2, perhaps, and or really pushing it 3. These don't get the opportunity to cover the length and breadth of information that we do. They don't. We're way too big. And we get it all. We're not too big, but we're way bigger, and we get all of that information. They don't have that benefit. It doesn't benefit them because, like it does us, because we have all that information coming in.
All of our pros that go out there that are rehabbing, and that's a lot of them, including us and all the people that we all help online. Everything is recorded. Every picture, every image of a foot, every x-ray that's been taken, everything is recorded. And
we keep a copy of it.
Oh, exactly. That's how we get the data. That's how we know what we've been sharing. We know works because we have the evidence.
And I mean, really, do they think that we do this as many lives as we've done and come out publicly on YouTube for hello, everybody who doesn't believe us. Hello, you there. Hello, I know you're there watching. Those people, I just direct that to you, to you who's watching right now, who doesn't believe what we're saying. Go back and really research everything that we've said. Go back and watch the rocket science lessons. Go back and look at other lives. Go back and have a look. Do your research. We are not that dumb that we would come out as often as we do on YouTube for every single person to see, anybody and everybody, if we thought we were wrong. And we'd have been proven wrong by now.
We would.
People would have gone, oh, look, this is the evidence. Boom. No, it's not there.
There isn't any.
Because you're never going to get any.
They hide behind outdated science papers and textbooks. They hide behind that.
That's right.
Well, there's no more hiding. Scratch the surface of those science papers. Scratch the surface of those textbooks. Critically think. We're intelligent species. Use it.
Yeah. Amar Chalk says, I was able to share the PW trimming with a friend the other day. She said, wow, that makes so much sense. I told her I'm not going back. Good for you.
Well
Sarah
done.
says, woohoo, just signing up, folks. You won't regret. Get signing up, folks. You won't regret it. So many warriors now can defo take that next step. Brilliant. Peekaboo, Gary. Ha ha. I think that's because
because I keep disappearing.
The HMB Pro course. Yes, we've said that, haven't we? What is the cost of the school? Just curious. The cost of the school, well, it's best. I'm not going to say it here because it's different in different countries. So the best thing that you can do is go and have a look at the prospectus. And if you haven't got the copy of the prospectus, I would suggest that you come to the webinar and we will talk about it then, or you message us, PM us or email us, and somebody will find it, like Tim, and he will send you a copy. So that's the best way to do it. Hi all, really enjoying becoming a hoof nerd now. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome that we've ruined
Welcome
you.
to the team.
If I was younger, I would do it in a heartbeat. We know you would, Stella. You're already doing
Thanks,
amazing
Stella.
things. I put the date for the webinar in my Google Agenda, external brain. That's your external brain. Good. Be good to see you in there, Ulrika. I hear you, Stella. I would have to really work on my flexibility, but I know we really need more pros in my area. I tell you, we have people from the age of, well, it used to be 19, 18, or she's got a bit older now, from the age of 21, although we are about to take somebody younger, all the way up to, well, I say she's young, she might not be actually, all the way up to mid 60s. Is that's true, isn't it, Gary? All the way up to mid 60s, a little bit beyond that, I think, because pros, becoming a pro obviously is learning all the information, so much more information, trimming with Gary and I, trimming with all the others, learning all of that information. You're not necessarily going to be going out and doing what we might do, which is, or what we did do, going and getting hundreds of clients or hundreds of horses. You might just do this online. You might help people online, or you're just going to help a few people in your neighborhood. We often hear that people say, oh, I'm too old to do it. And then actually what happens is they love it so much. They get such a buzz and a kick out of having all of that knowledge that it means that they can help so many people. We've got retired people who have retired from their jobs and are doing this as an add-on in their retirement, because they are so obsessed with wanting to help other people. And always we hear, oh, well, I won't, occasionally we hear, I won't become a trimmer. And without a shadow of a doubt,
Most
They
of them
do.
do. Even if it's just a few people. And that's really
It's a passion,
empowering.
isn't it? It's a passion to help.
Yeah, and you start, of course you can't trim when you begin. Of course you can't. You don't trim very well. You're not going to trim like us. But at the end of 2 years, when you've spent 2 years training, yes, you can. And we teach you skills and how to look after your body. It's not about age. It's not about strength. It's about technique and knowing what to do and handling the horses, etc. So don't let that stop you. How can I go back to the beginning of TPW page to see earlier posts?
Oh God. If you know what the post was called, I don't think there is a quick way.
No,
you can use a search. You can use a search engine and then use keywords. And then if it was something that you wanted to look back at, or you knew who posted the original post, if you knew who, you could search by their name. You can go to members and search by their name, and you can see all the posts that they put up. I think that's probably it. Other than that, it's scrolling a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
Armacheck says, sorry for adding another comment. You can add as many comments as you like. But now I know what you all mean when you say how much opposition is out there. I said something the other day. They said I'm in a cult. What? I know. I want to know more about.
Can we just switch that? Can we
Wednesday?
Can we switch that?
Yes.
They say that we're a cult and we're brainwashed and we do this and we're going to do that. Who is the closed-minded ones? It works both ways. It works both ways. If you're not able to be open and critically think, who is actually part of a cult? It's not really about name calling. It's not about who started it, but actually look at the definition. Look at the equine world that is hiding in this little bubble, and they're getting really arsey, and they can't get out into the big wide world to see what's available because they're so so what's this then? What's this equine world that's throwing all their teddies at the cot because Garry and Lindsay, the smart asses, are questioning the norm? What's this? If it's not a group of individuals that are very set in their ways and their beliefs.
I think you call that a cult, don't you, Garry?
Perhaps.
Okay, so let's look at this donkey because we're going. I've got so many posts I'd like to call out, but we need to have a look at the donkey first. Because I don't think I can stay on.
Let's see if I can work this thing without disappearing.
I can't leave Mum alone for too long. Right.
Share screen. Here we go. So it's short and sweet.
Hardly sweet, but short.
Yeah, but short. Yes. So Sheila Lewis, and thank you, Sheila, for allowing us to talk about this publicly.
Make it a bit bigger.
Oh, a bit bigger. Oh, that's big.
Better. No, that's just over a little bit.
Then I couldn't see
it. There you go. That's better.
This is a rescued Jenny, right front foot. The rock has been removed. You'll see it'll all become clear in a minute. Her hoof looks like a tree stump, and she favors it sometimes. The other front foot seems okay. I've had her 3 months, approximately. 7-year-old. Not quite sure what that means. Farrier due back next week.
She means that the vet thinks it's about 7 years old.
Right. Okay. So we're not 100% sure. Okay. So they probably looked at the teeth. Okay. So let's have a look. Now, I'm pretty sure that this X-ray was probably taken when the donkey was led down.
Can you blow it up a little bit? Oh, there's the rock. Oh my God.
Every time I try and move it, that's probably the best I can do, I'm afraid. So what's happening here? We've got loads of heel. Loads of heel. This is the area that he's walking on. Just this bit.
I don't know what angle. I think the angle that X-ray is been taken at is very much from. So instead of being like that perpendicular, they're taking it from underneath a little bit. So
right.
So
you can see a bit more here.
It's not easy to really see. I mean, clearly in the past, whether what you're seeing now is not the past. You're seeing the effects of the past, but you're not seeing, because hoofs grow, they get trimmed, etc., etc. So this foot has had serious osteonecrosis. Now, we don't know the history, so we can't make any more comment than that. But you can see that P3 doesn't look normal. There's also something at the back end of that navicular bone doesn't look normal as well. So that looks like the DDFT. Looks like some calcifications in the DDFT, which probably would be about right. And I should imagine the digital cushion is probably not at all healthy either. And I think I see something up the back end of the palmar end of P2. Not P1, I beg your pardon. But it's further
up here.
And then also down at
calcification there as well, didn't it?
Also down at the articulating joint between P1 and P2, the pastern joint. Something at the back of there. So there's trouble in that leg. And because we can't see up at the fetlock, we don't know if there's been more damage further up, because they've been in this very upright position for so long. However, if that foot, when that donkey goes to walk on it, the way it looks to me like it is right now is that P3 is probably in not such a bad position. Now you can see there isn't actually a ton of separation in front of that P3.
No, there isn't. And
part of me wonders what's gone on there in terms of what's happened to the damage in that bone. It's an interesting shape, that bone, isn't it?
It is. It's not a normal osteonecrosis. It is osteonecrosis for sure, but it's not reacted in a similar way to many others that we've seen.
No, it's interesting. But what we do know, we know some positive things. There's not a ton of separation. The hoof wall, there's plenty. Well, I'd like to see a better X-ray than that, with the foot actually standing. Obviously, you've got to take the stone's gone, isn't it? But with the foot standing, a proper X-ray, that would give us a better idea of sole depth. But it looks like there's depth. I mean, at this point in time, it looks like it's an NPA in a way. It looks like, I mean, there isn't, because obviously it's lost all its tip, but it looks like the palmar part of it is actually not as high as it would have been in the past for these kind of changes to take place. So it just might well be, if this little donkey is kept trimmed, it very might well be able to cope a certain amount. It's difficult to say without seeing let's go have a look at the other pictures.
There's there's quite a bit here, isn't there? There's a bit of foot to play with.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't know where we're looking there.
No,
I don't know how far under we're looking.
like you say, better X-rays would be helpful.
There'd been, yes, but of course, no matter what the X-ray, you still have to, yes, and you see, donkeys and horses can be born with deformities,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, because of the way that foot is behaving, whether we're dealing with a bit of both there. Who knows? The other front foot looks great from the top, but I mean, you know, don't ever take that from, you know, we need to look at it. Looks like standing very upright, and that leg doesn't look normal, does it?
No.
So I'd have to see. Oh no, here we go. Oh, hello. Oh, hello, little donkey. Oh yeah, look. Do you see?
You can see
He was knuckling over a little bit then.
He was using the back of his foot, and then he decided not to use the back of his foot.
All you can do right at this time, Sheila, is make sure that this donkey, you watch him knuckle a bit. Next steps, on the next step.
There you go.
There. All you can do with this donkey is absolutely make sure he never gets any compaction in the back of his foot, and keep it that way. Make sure his diet doesn't exacerbate any issues. Don't let him get heavy. Don't let him get overweight. I mean, the other 3 feet look pretty good from there.
They do.
You may be dealing with something that has been a problem that this animal's had all its life, and it's just got worse. But watch the diet, watch the management. Don't let things get inflamed in the body, and keep those hooves trimmed perfectly, but don't, for God's sake, take toes off. Don't let anybody take the toes off, and you never know, might be able to cope. May be able to cope.
Okay, that was it.
That was it. Okay. Right. Quick whiz down the comments.
Didn't somebody say they wanted to measure heels?
Yes. Have you got?
So once you've trimmed, you want to measure from the heel to the hairline. I'm going to talk about it. Lindsay's going to find a picture.
I am.
And depending on the heel bulbs and all of that, the measurement from one side of the foot to the other side may be slightly different. But it's a way of making sure that your heels don't creep up and compact. That's the main reason, because it happens a lot, particularly when horses are unable to move as much as they would or we would like, due to injury, systemic laminitis, incorrect hoof care, all of those things. The feet can compact quite a lot. And I have to say, when horses are rehabbing, they can compact really quickly if they're in boots a lot too. We see that a lot. Now, this is not me having a go about boots or anything like that. It's about having the right hoof care. That's what I'm saying. Because if they need protection, they need protection for sure. But when they don't, them having access to the ground is really helpful at being able to open up that back of the foot and be able to bring that back of that foot to where it should be. It's those telltale signs, but a lot of those telltale signs get left, and in a relatively short amount of time, those heels can creep up. They really can.
Okay, so I've got an image for you. There you go. So
There you
what you're doing is you're measuring. Let's just turn that into red. You're measuring from the hard part of the heel, which is here, to the hairline. And as long as you measure this exactly the same every time, this little measurement, this caliper here could be, actually, I think it is right on the very edge there. It just looks like it isn't, but I think it is. Down to the hairline. Now, these are important things. You need to measure just at the end of the points of the heel. Don't measure around the corner at the end of the points of that heel to the hairline, because you need to measure the exact same spot every time, and you need to measure that side and you need to measure the other side as well. That's really, really important. And if you can't see here, you can't see the where you're measuring to, then you have to cut the hair till you can absolutely see the hair to horn junction, because the next time you come and measure, that hair might have grown a bit and you think you're measuring to the same spot and you're not. And you can see on this one, it's coming in at 4 centimeters or 40 millimeters. So getting a pair, you can buy these calipers online. They're quite cheap, but that's what we mean by measuring the heel. So 4 centimeters is super high, really. You're looking at in the region of anything from 3 down or 3.5 down. Now I'd be burned to the stake for saying that out loud, but horses have high heels in general, not by design, but because humans think that that's where they should be, because they're terrified of bringing them down. But in actual fact, all horses really were designed to have low heels. They weren't designed to have high heels. It's not something that they were designed to have. And when in all the research that we've done, 4 centimeters is quite high. So this was a pony that hadn't been trimmed and was just about to be trimmed. You can see there. Okay. So that just goes to show you there are horses walking around the earth with many millions of horses walking around the earth with what you don't think are high heels, and I can tell you they are. Okay. So there you go.
Just quickly on the back of that, and it's going to be very quick, and it's going to be that that question mark again. So this is for the people that don't believe in what we're doing. It's a question for them. This is not for people that follow the Phoenix page, because they all know the answer. How come it is absolutely okay to chop the toe off, and you are absolutely hell-bent on raising the heels, not trimming to the natural constants, and frightened to death of dealing with the back of the foot? I'm going to leave it there. It's a big question mark. So how is it okay to chop it all back past the white line on the front of the foot, but you're frightened of trimming it properly at the back of the foot? Okay, we can now move on. I have said my bit.
Leah says, the pro course has been life-changing for me. You won't regret it. I have found my people because of it. The support is beyond amazing. We're so glad you're with us, my lovely. Becky says, it's the most fantastic course. I'm 54 years old and didn't do it and didn't for myself and my ponies initially, but did it for myself and my ponies initially, but absolutely love helping people with their ponies now. I know what it feels like to need the help. You know something? I remember you at the beginning. I'll never be able to do that. Look at you now. Look at you now. Look at Sarah. Becky, you're 54. No way. Well, I'm 75 and I look amazing. Look at me.
I'm
Sarah
80.
says, Lindsay, will you be going live at camp? Better buy a hairbrush. Yes, I'll be going live at camp. Of course I am. I can't miss it. I have to. Although you lot will probably be gone by then. Yes, poor baby. So how did hoof care lose its way so badly for donkeys and minis? It's heartbreaking. Oh, we've talked about this before. There are so many reasons why, and some of it's cultural, some of it's the fact that often minis and ponies don't get looked at because it's only the big horses that need to be trimmed, and they get
There's
left
a bit
as
of neglect
lawnmowers.
there.
It is a little bit of neglect as well. And then when the farrier or the trimmer comes to trim, they don't read what they're looking at. They don't understand the pony looks okay. And so they've got a neat little foot and they think it's going to be a neat boxy little foot. And then they end up just keeping it a neat little boxy foot. It's compacted and they trim to the compaction, never go through it because that pony hasn't been trimmed for a while. And then they come to trim it the next time because there's really nothing to do because it's got a lot of compaction. And before you know it, it's ended up just like that, like a Coke can foot.
And I know this is not to tar everybody with the same brush, but it's been very much a thing that if you've got a mini pony, you expect to pay mini prices to have the feet done. And then when you pay mini prices to have the feet done, does the professional really want to be bothered for that a little bit of amount of money? And again, it's the human element that comes into it. And they think, oh my goodness, I've had our day, I've trimmed or shod or whatever 10 horses already. Do I want to get on my hands and knees? And do I want to do that pony for 10 quid? You know, and these things that people put in place, professionals and owners, it creates this problem.
It does. And
in actual fact, in some cases, it's actually harder work for a big burly bloke like me to trim a little. One day I went out and I did 16 in one day.
Oh my God, yeah, I love it.
In one day. And don't get me wrong, I love working with these little horses, but oh my God, it is exhausting because I'm so... Oh my God.
Not easy. See, it would be easy to give up, wouldn't it, Gary? Quickly and go, just give it a tickle.
It would. It really would. It really would.
So that's why.
That's why.
Those are the reasons.
In a lot of cases, that's why.
And donkeys don't get handled like minis and donkeys don't get handled the same, and particularly donkeys. So donkeys can be awkward. And then...
And donkeys are strong as well. Or have we lost Lindsay? Yeah, donkeys are strong as well. So to a certain degree, you can capture a pony and influence a pony, whereas a donkey, oh my God, they if they don't want to do something and they don't trust you, they can turn into the Incredible Hulk without having the size. They are
ninja experts.
Oh my goodness!
You don't even see it coming.
Yeah, you can't.
So for all of those reasons, minis and donkeys suffer with bad hoof care.
They do, for sure.
Another reason why we see so much of it, and of course it's all blamed on diet. No. Oh, it's Marshall. I see. Sorry. I get it. I truly enjoy you all in your videos. I feel so relieved. Thank you. Keep inspiring. I'm not going to stop sharing what I've learned from you all. Thank you, Marshall. You are doing an amazing job. So keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Michelle says, can we at some time talk about the neglected hoof? What happens to the hoof and balance? It does not have to be today, but in the future discussion. Well, that in itself is not an easy thing to answer, because if you're saying, does the neglected hoof, I don't know what you're saying. Is a neglected hoof going to be a hoof that ends up with P3 rotation? It depends.
It depends.
And
it's the answer you don't want.
No, it depends.
It depends on a whole lot of things.
Yeah, so we trim neglected hooves and they come out like lovely little things.
Yeah.
And then we also trim neglected hooves that are horrendous when
Yeah.
they've been trimmed. So yeah,
It depends.
Fiona says, Gary, I feel too big when trimming minis, and I'm 5'2".
Yes. Well, I'm nearly 6 foot. I feel like a giant underneath the minis. I leave them to Lindsay or Asher if I can.
Yeah, Daisy, trim with you and Sam is the biggest reason people should sign up for the course. Yeah, absolutely. Donkeys and donkeys and mules are quick. They are quick. They really are. I'm getting out of the bath. I'm like a prune. Okay. Too much information.
Not wrong with that.
Yeah, you always have to ask a donkey. Okay, folks. Did I say Sandra says it's a great course? Thank you, my darling. Sandra's one of our pros. Sandra's coming down to the training camp because Sandra's
She is. She's also
trained
one
to
of our
become
student mentors.
going to become an instructor.
Doing a grand job.
All right then, guys. I mean, I'm done. I know there are quite a lot of other comments that we missed, but we need to go. We've been on nearly an hour, and I need to go and sit with my mum. So I'm gonna
Watch a bit of telly.
I've been looking at my fingers. No, if in case you're wondering what program it is, it's This City Is Ours with Scene Bean. It's gritty.
It is gritty.
That's a gritty.
I started watching it.
Have you started? Or
Yeah.
isn't it?
It's gritty. It's good. It's good.
It's good. I look like I've been smoking 20 woodbines.
What have you been doing?
I yell at my hands off. It's just turmeric.
Oh, I see.
Anyway, there you go. Right. Love you all. See you. Look out for that post for the webinar I'll put it up tomorrow.
For Wednesday.
And we'll see you next Wednesday. For those of you who are interested, just to find out about it. And everybody else, well, I'll see you Now, I will try and see you tomorrow, but I shall be driving up to Paris tomorrow afternoon. So we shall see when I can make that. And I can do that. We shall see. All right, then. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend. See ya.